Welcome in. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, depending on what you celebrate. I'm not here to judge. So, hello and welcome in. It is week 16. Christmas Eve is upon us. I'm here to answer those start-sit questions that we have. Semifinals are hot and heavy. A lot of us are probably either playing from behind or already have a pretty good lead. So, I'm here to answer those questions. Maybe we need a little bit of upside in the lineup this week. Maybe we're just overthinking it. It is the semifinals. I'm doing it. I've switched my lineups a couple times, a couple hundred times probably throughout the week. So yeah, I'm here to answer all of those questions for you before we dive in. FTN Fantasy, it's rolling across the bottom. The promo code Pope, I believe, saves 10%. If that one does not work, we do have FTN Fam, also saves you 10%. Whichever one, it all works. Gets you access to our data, our Discord, all of our articles, all the great tools, advanced stats, all of the great stuff that FTN has to offer. Gets you weekly rankings as well. So if you want to go ahead and just check out rankings to set your lineup, you can go ahead and do that. And that is usually good for a year. So you will get the entirety of the year. So you're not just signing up for this week and next week. You're going to get all of the off-season content, which if you're playing Dynasty, I'm going to have a ton of it over there. I'm going to have a ton of rookie stuff as well. Ton of great stuff coming out this offseason for FTN heading into next season as well. So definitely worth it. I suggest signing up, obviously. So check it out. We're going to start it out. Carlos had one real early in here. He put it in prior to us going live. So I'm going to hit his first here. Kyron Williams, or got running back Kyron Williams and Zeke in at 1 and 2. But do I flex Eckler or Myers? He was looking for yesterday. I may have answered that already. So I'm going to just skip over you, Carlos, not to be that way, but Eckler already played, so I'm assuming it was for yesterday. Himothy says, happy holidays, happy holidays. Jonathan Taylor, Ken Walker. I like JT's volume because no Moss, but I did see that many of the Titans defense was out, which might make it easier for Walker. Who do I start in full PPR? That's really the question with Walker for me, is that how much is it going to be a run game? Really, to beat them is through the air. We've seen that, and if Geno is playing, you're probably going to see a lot of Lockett, Metcalf, JSN. So I'm a little leery on Walker. Obviously, if he finds the end zone, it's going to be great. So the question comes, do they get in the end zone passing, or is he going to find the end zone on the ground? So I do lean a little bit on JT here. I think that no Moss helps him. I think that he's going to get used a little bit like the volume like you mentioned here in the comment. The argument really is, though, Atlanta's run defense is pretty good. They haven't actually allowed a rushing touchdown yet to a running back, so Jonathan Taylor could break that. We'll have to see. But they have allowed a lot in the passing game, so I could see that. And obviously, with no Michael Pittman, Taylor could be getting used in that realm as well. So I do like him just purely because you're going to get probably some of those check downs and stuff like that. Some of the easy points that we like to make fun of. You get all those posts on X and stuff, just players getting 1.4 fantasy points, and it's the guy catching the ball, getting 4 yards, and a running back running for, 14, so, but I think that stuff's going to help JT a little bit today. So I'm cool with running JT personally. Tom, what's up? Good morning. X, Josh Jacobs or Tyler Chandler. I'm going to go Jacobs here. I know Madison's still leaning towards the doubtful side. I don't know if he's going to be active. We'll find that out here in a little bit. But I still like Jacobs. Chandler's matchup against Detroit's not very good. It is a divisional matchup, so he probably gets a little bit of a bump, but we have seen it. They shut down Javonte Williams a few weeks ago. They're a good, stout run defense, so not loving Ty Chandler this week, even though he's going to probably have a ton of volume. So I'm going to go with Jacobs. Obviously, another tough matchup, but again, I think he's going to have a little bit more push there for you, Tom, and Jacobs. Mike, what's up? We got Bijan or Zeke. I'm going to go Zeke here. I do like Bijan a little bit. Against Indy, it's just tough to trust Arthur Smith, obviously. So I'm going to obviously roll with Zeke here a little bit. We know his workload's going to be, it gets Denver a little bit of an easier run matchup. And if New England's going to beat Denver, it's going to be them keeping the ball away from them. So I like Zeke and likely a full workload. Laura, what's up? We have Chandler or Zeke. Same thing. I'm going to roll with Zeke for much of the same stuff I just mentioned to Mike. Just like the workload, I think it's a good matchup against Denver. He's really the guy. They gave Kevin Harris a little bit of work, but not a ton. So it's Zeke's really is outside of a couple spells here for Harris. He's going to get all the work. So I like that. Chandler may get it, but it's just a tougher matchup for him. Jared, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. Full PPR, half point carry, start 2, Chandler, Singletary, Swift, and A-Chain. I'm probably going to go Singletary and Swift here. I like the matchup for Swift against the Giants. Likely going to be up in that game. They'll probably be running the ball pretty heavily there for Philly. Singletary, it's a little bit of a tough matchup, but Cleveland's actually been pretty leaky to running backs as of late. And if Houston's going to have any chance to get in the playoffs, they really got to get this win. And I don't know if it's going to come through the air. Question is how healthy is Nico Collins, and can Keenum really move the ball? He moved it pretty well against Tennessee, but again, Tennessee's a pretty leaky in the secondary. So I think if Singletary's going to have a big day, it's likely because that Houston gets the win. So I'm going to go Singletary and Swift. Chandler, tough matchup. Achane, obviously we don't know what his workload is going to be. Supposedly he's going to have a little bit more. And again, it's a tough Dallas defense. If they show up, the question is it is on the road. And we saw the Bills run all over them and kind of at least use the running backs in the passing game. So there is that effect that the Dolphins could have on them. But I still like Singletary and Swift a little bit more. Squawkary, start 3. Walker, Connor, Jacobs, Barkley, Ford, and Collins. So I'd probably start Walker here for sure. We mentioned it a little bit earlier in the other question. It's a good situation due to the injuries in Tennessee. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's good. Likely he could find the end zone. I'm going to go Connor. I know it's a little bit tougher matchup, but I think he could find the end zone as well. So I really like those two. Barkley, I'm going to kind of avoid against Philly. Don't love it. Don't love the offense against that front. And I'd probably go Jacobs just because I think he might find the end zone. So I'm going to go with your 3 running backs there. You're welcome, Timothy. Z, Khalil Herbert, or Kareem Hunt. I'm going to go Herbert. I know there's a lot of buzz for Roschon Johnson here, but no Deontay Foreman. That's kind of a 2-headed backfield. They get Arizona, pretty leaky defense on the run. So I'm going to go Khalil Herbert as opposed to Kareem Hunt there for you, Z. Roto Legend, Wicks, Roschon Johnson, Wandell, Tajay need 2. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas yourself. I'm going to take the first 2, Roschon and Wicks. Again, it's likely a pretty close 50-50 split with Herbert and Johnson, unless one goes down and or someone, fumbles or something like that in game switch there. So I think there's some good opportunity there for Roschon. He'll probably get a little bit more of the passing down work, some of the easier PPR type of points. And I like Dontavian Wicks. I think it's going to be a good spot for him. Romeo Doubs probably draws the better coverage from Carolina, and Wicks will probably be able to get a little bit loose and free. If we get Reed, that even probably helps Wicks a little bit more. I don't know if he's going to be a full-time guy, but he's likely to kind of get a little bit of eased into that kind of offense, be able to hit a big play here or there. So I like that a little bit better than the other 2. Mike, Flacco, or Lawrence? I'm going to go Flacco. Lawrence obviously is going to be able to play. But I like Flacco against Houston, a game that both teams really need to have. Not that the Jaguars don't need to get their game, but I just like it a little bit better for Flacco in that game. Merry Christmas. What's up, Kevin? Pollard or Hall, Mullins or Flacco? I'm going to go Flacco again here at the quarterback position for you, Kevin. Running back, it's kind of a coin flip. Pollard and Hall. I like Hall. He's going to have an easier matchup than it looks on paper. Washington's been really, really bad since the trade deadline, moving Chase Young and Montez Sweat to running backs. So I do really like Hall this week. But Pollard is a real big question mark. The way I think that Dallas beats Miami, Pollard's going to have a big day. And I think Dallas really kind of needs to get a bounce back type of day. And I think that Tony Pollard could be a key to that. So I'm going to actually lean Pollard here. But like I said, I do like Hall as well, Kevin. So if you're leaning a little bit to Hall, I'm okay with that. I like both guys. I have both as top 15 options. So I'm cool with it either way, but I do lean Pollard just a touch. Benzemo, Achane or Chandler? I'd go Achane here. It's a good matchup against Dallas. They were pretty leaky to the running backs there, especially in Buffalo this past weekend. Ty Chandler, it's a tough matchup against Detroit. I know he's going to have the workload, but I'll take the big plays out of Achane there. Period, Gibbs or Jacobs? Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm in on him this week. Devontae Wicks or Donovan Smith for Z. I'm going to go with Devontae Smith. I like him in this matchup. There was concern he wasn't going to play. I had him ranked a little bit lower because of that. But by the sounds of it, he's going to be good to go. So I'm going to play Devonta Smith there. Jeffrey, Swift, Singletary, or Roshan. I'm gonna go Swift. It's between Swift and Singletary for me. I probably lean Swift, just the easier matchup, and projected game script for me. So I'm gonna go Swift there for you, Jeff. Ben, Pollard, JT, Njoku, Laporta. Choose 3 out of 4. So I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor. I like him this week. And then this gets tough. Like, I really like Njoku. I think Njoku is almost a must start when Flacco is playing quarterback at the moment. So I do really like him. So I'm probably going to go Taylor, Njoku, and Laporta. Yeah. Ben, is between Laporta and Pollard is kind of like a coin flip. I really want to start Taylor and Njoku. Those would be like 2 of my lock-ins. And then I lean Laporta a little bit just because I think the touchdown upside's a little bit bigger there, Ben, than it is for Pollard. Obviously, we saw, Laporta's coming off a 3-touchdown game in that offense. So I'm going to lean to him just a touch. So probably go with the 12 personnel, double tight ended up. Merry Christmas. Yes. Merry Christmas to you as well, Ben. Benismo, already hit you with that one, but Merry Christmas. And again, H-Chan. James, Tajay Spears or Roshan. I'm going to go Roshan here. Easier matchup, likely more workload. I could see Derrick Henry still getting a good chunk of the workload there in that game against Seattle. Pick 2, Jaden Reed, D-Hop, JSN, Josh Jacobs, Justice Hill. I'm going to go JSN and Jacobs here. Actually, I'm going to go D-Hop and JSN. I think D-Hop could have a good game. If you get Tannehill, I think he's still going to be more than capable of moving the ball. There's a lot of people who had mentioned some stuff like that earlier in the week. Like, does Tannehill playing change it? I really don't think so. I mean, obviously Levis has a stronger arm. Ryan Tannehill has been decent. I mean, I know he was a little bit at the beginning of the year, but I feel confident if Tannehill steps in. It's not like we're stepping in, you're getting like Trevor Siemian here. Like, I still like Tannehill if he has to play, so I don't really knock D-Hop a little bit there. It's going to be a little bit tougher matchup against Seattle, but I think he'll be all right. So I'm going to go with D-Hop and JSN. Give me both the receivers in the same game. Ben's been debating it for it. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes having a really good roster is even harder than having a bad one. If you can have the same 12 guys you need to start, you're good to go. You just roll it out there, boom, done. This, when you're loaded, yeah, it's tough because they're gonna hit, but who's the one that's gonna make the big hit? So Browns or Pats defense for X here. I'm gonna go Browns. Yeah, I'll go with the Browns. Patriots could be sneaky, but I think that Denver handles their business in that game, so I'm going to go with the Browns. Geno Smith or Flacco. This is a lot closer. I'm probably going to go Geno just because of all the injuries on Tennessee side of the ball. I think that Geno could have a pretty good day, top 12 finish there, as opposed to Flacco. Stu, let's go Bills. Yeah, let's go Bills. I was spreading it. I don't love the win. Like, if a win's a win, I'll take it. I'm not saying that. But, that was just that classic Bills plays down to their competition constantly, tries to lose it. They tried. The Chargers just continued to charger. The Chargers were better at charging than the Bills were. So that's what happened. That's my take. But, hey, they won. I'll take it. One quarterback, Heineke, Keenum, O'Connell, Howell, or Tannehill. I'm gonna probably go Heineke. I don't hate the matchup. I think it's a pretty good matchup against Indy. I don't love it for O'Connell, Howell. Tannehill's is decent. We kind of talked about it there a little bit. And so is Keenum, but I don't see Tannehill or Keenum like lighting it up. I could see Heineke getting closer to 20 than the other two. So I'm gonna go with Heineke there for you, Stu. Walker, Henry, or Zeke and flex. Rocky, I'm going to go Zeke there. That's pretty easy for me. I really like Zeke today. I think it's in a good spot to have a good, top 15 type finish. Steven, Jones or Singletary? So torn. Yeah, I get it. I'm probably going to go Singletary. The reason I'm going to say that is they're both decent matchups. Like, Jones obviously gets Carolina. That's like the premier matchup there. Singletary, Cleveland's been not as good as we would expect Cleveland's defense to be against the run as of late. And Houston's proven they can run the ball, even on good defenses. We saw it against Tennessee last week. Tennessee's a good run defense, and Singletary was able to pop off 130 yards. So I'm going to go with Singletary just because he's the hot hand in this situation, and Jones has struggled to be on the field. And we really don't know what that split's going to be in Green Bay. So I'm going to go Singletary there for you, Steven. DeAndre Hopkins or Garrett Wilson not starting Wicks over these guys. Correct. And happy holidays yourself, Dax. But yeah, I'm not starting Wicks. I like him. I think it's intriguing. I think there's potential there for him. But you're right. Garrett Wilson, DeAndre Hopkins, I do like them in these matchups. I mean, Trevor Siemian gave us a last time he had to play, but I think this matchup against Washington, Wilson will be able to kind of handle. Hopefully Siemian can get him the ball. So between the two, though, I'm probably leaning DeAndre Hopkins. Just because I think if Tennessee's going to get the win, it's going to be through the air a little bit. And I think Hopkins could have a big day, especially, I think it's better if Tannehill plays for DeAndre Hopkins, which we'll find out here fairly soon, for sure, if that's going to be the case for Ryan Tannehill. Need a defense, Eagles or Broncos. Merry Christmas yourself. I'm going to go Broncos. They've kind of been the team I've been leaning on this week. They do draw, obviously, the Patriots. Eagles are in a good matchup as well against the Giants, but that's more of a divisional game. Those games can go any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to go with Denver. It's still an interconference game, but I think that Denver's defense is going to go up there, handle business, kind of shut down that Patriots offense. And to piggyback that, we got to here looking at Zeke or JT. I do like Zeke today, but I'm going to actually lean JT here. I think the volume is good for both of them. JT's a little bit more talented at this point in time. Decent matchup. I don't know if he finds the end zone on the ground, but I think he does through the air, maybe a screen pass, something like that. No Pittman. They're going to have to go to JT a little bit more today. Adriani franchise, Brees or Chandler. I'm going to go Brees Hall here for you. I really like what Brees has to offer. I think it's a good matchup against Washington. It's better than what paper looks like if you're looking at seasonally. They've been leaky since they got rid of Sweat and Chase Young. So I'm going to go with Brees Hall. Chandler against Detroit. Detroit's been pretty rock solid against the run. Minnesota hasn't really been overly great at running the ball. So I'm going to go with Brees Hall there. Reset season. Should there be any concern starting Pacheco with a shoulder injury struggling between him and Achane? I mean, there's obviously always concern coming off of an injury. We've seen that even with Achane himself, who you're conflicted with here. But I'm really not. I think that the Chiefs probably held him out long enough. I mean, they did what they had to do. If they really didn't need to play him, they've had good production out of the running back position without him in there, and they're getting the Raiders. So if he's playing, I'm going to play him. I think he finds the end zone. I don't know if he's going to absolutely smash, but obviously there is always that re-injury risk, and I think that's what we take playing this game. It doesn't even matter. I mean, you could put Achane in, and he could go out there and blow his knee out. Injuries are tough to really go with. If the team's telling me he's good to go, I kind of lean to them. I know it's not always the best. It's kind of getting burned before as far as like decoys and stuff like that. But I think Pacheco is going to still have a decent day. Merry Christmas to you, Rocky, and you're welcome. Cooper or Ayuk for Adrian franchise. I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk here. I don't mind Amari Cooper in the matchup, but it is a pretty tough matchup actually for wide receivers. Houston's been pretty stingy in that category. Where Baltimore's been a little bit leakier, not like super leaky, but a little bit. So I could see Brandon Ayuk having a decent day in there. Where Amari Cooper, I could see kind of bailing us out or kind of giving us a dud. Angelo, Fields or Goff, touchdown league only. I'm going to go Fields. I like his chances against Arizona today to find the end zone. Pollard, Achane, Montgomery, and Aaron Jones need to bench one. I'm probably sitting Achane in this situation, Adam. I know there's rumors he's going to have a bigger workload, but I still think Raheem Mostert is kind of the guy. in that offense at the running back position. And I think this game's a little bit closer than most would maybe expect. I mean, they probably expected pretty close, but I think that Dallas does beat them. And I think with that, Mostert's probably going to be on the field a little bit more than Achane. Need two: Anthony, Chuba, Zeke, Singletary, and Jacobs. I'm going to go with the first two, Chuba and Zeke. I like Zeke today in a good spot. Chuba and Singletary are interchangeable for me. Anthony, if you want to go Singletary, that's fine. I mean, it is your team. You can do whatever you want. You can start Jacobs if you want. But if it was me, I'm going Zeke and Chuba. But Singletary, like I said, is kind of interchangeable with Chuba. But definitely start Zeke. You're welcome, Steven. Ben, you are welcome. And you too have a happy holidays. Hopefully it's all fun and dandy for you as well. Rocky, Sloan, Evans, or Adams. I'm going to go Mike Evans. I like his spot today. I do like Devontae Adams, but much easier matchup for Mike Evans. Gibbs or Taylor. I'm going to go Gibbs. I do like both, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs has the bigger day, Veeks. Al, McBride, or Laporta. McBride. I'm going to go with the consistency here. I think Laporta obviously has a bigger ceiling. We saw the 3-touchdown game. That was explosion. I don't think that comes ever out of McBride anytime soon. But McBride's been pretty safe as far as his target share goes, and I'm going to lean on that. I mean, I know he's going to give me almost 15, 20 points. Safety, Laporta has definitely faltered out in games, depending on how it goes for that offense. So I'm just going to stick with McBride. Veeks, Merry Christmas. Already hit you, but Gibbs. Rocky, Lamar, Fields. I'm going to go Lamar. I like the spot for him. I know a lot of people don't. It is on paper a little bit tougher of a matchup there. But I'm going to go Lamar for you. Gabe, Achane, Aaron Jones, and Ayuk full PPR need 2. Thanks. Merry Christmas. You are welcome in advance, and Merry Christmas to yourself. My 2 are going to be Brandon Ayuk and probably Aaron Jones. I like the matchup for Jones against Carolina. Brandon Ayuk, I kind of mentioned a little bit there earlier. I do like against Baltimore. Achane's not a bad start, but I just predict Mostert to kind of be the lead in that game. 73 Airbender, Tua or Baker. I'm going to go Baker. I like his spot, and he's been pretty consistent and good the last few weeks. Tua, I mean, I'm still riding the trend that they have. I know that Mike McDaniel said F off and all that fun stuff in his press conference, but they still don't beat teams with winning records. It's kind of that clash we're going to get this week. The team that can't beat winning records and the team that just doesn't win on the road in Dallas. So something's got to give, right? Which way is it going to go? I lean to Dallas, so I'm going to go with Baker there. And I'm not sure which hill you're referring to here. I'm assuming it's Tyreek, and if that's the case, yeah, I'm playing Tyreek. Just because it's Hill, or I'm guessing that's also supposed to be JSN. So I'm gonna go with Reek there for you. Index of suspicion: London, Charbonnet, or Devontae Parker. I like London. Again, like I said, I think the Indy matchup is pretty good. I don't know, they're not giving up a ton of points to receivers, but they're always open, and they're they can get the ball to them. They just don't necessarily score a ton of touchdowns. So I think London's going to have a pretty big day. Not big day, but a decent day. So I'm going to go with London there for you. Zach Rainey, Jacobs, or Ty Chandler. I'm going to go with Jacobs here. I don't really like Chandler's matchup this week. I liked him last week. I thought it was a good matchup. This week, a little bit tougher. So I'm going to go with Jacobs. Barleo, Zeke, or Aaron Jones. I'm going to go Zeke here for you. Nice matchup against Denver. Anthony, thank you. You are welcome. Hey, Nick. Depending on which Discord you asked in, Nick, I might not be in there, so I'm sorry if I missed it. I usually just check the Dynasty one, but I'll get you here. Need 2 out of 3, Ford, Judy, or Alec Pierce. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to yourself. I'm going to go Jerome Ford out here. Out of these 3, he's the must start for me in this grouping. I think he could find the end zone. It's tougher, but decent matchup against Houston. As far as Judy and Pierce go, I'm probably going to go Judy. Only reason is that I don't love Pierce against AJ Terrell. I'm guessing Pierce is going to kind of be treated as the one with no Michael Pittman there. I could be wrong. Maybe they lean to Josh Downs, but I think it's a better spot for Josh Downs this week than it would be Alec Pierce. So I'm going to go with Judy, just because I don't love that Pierce doesn't have Pittman there. So it's almost one of those, not really an addition by subtraction. It's kind of a subtraction by subtraction, in my opinion, in this matchup. Zach, Ty Chandler, Josh Jacobs, or Montgomery. Zach, I'm going to go Montgomery. I like the spot for him to find the end zone. I don't think it's going to be a huge day. Kind of started to see that from him. He's not really huge days. Just if he finds the end zone, it's a good day. So I'm going to go there with Montgomery for you, Zach. Have Nico. Should I play Reed or Wicks, who's on my bench? No, I'd probably continue to play Nico here. Reed's obviously coming off an injury too. And Wicks, it's really a toss-up. I don't know. We don't know what we're going to get. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of he's been good. Does it continue? I don't know. So I'm going to probably go with Nico. I mean, we saw Keenum get the ball to Brown last week and do really well. It is going to be a tougher matchup for Nico Collins and Case Keenum, so I do worry a little bit. But I'm probably just going to go Nico because the upside's just better, in my opinion. Happy Holidays Index. You are welcome. 73 Airbender. Nick, you are welcome as well. Logan, DeAndre Swift, or Zay Flowers. I'm going to actually go Zay Flowers. I kind of like the spot for him a little bit. I mentioned it earlier. I think that to beat San Francisco, you're going to have to pass. And I think they're going to do that pretty well, Baltimore, this week. So I'm going to go with Flowers. I think it's going to be a better matchup, closer. And it's going to require Lamar to pass. And Flowers could be the beneficiary there. So that's where I am going to go for you. All righty. Let's see here. All right, we got some other ones here on Twitter that are on my thread on my profile, which if you want to give me a follow, if you aren't already, at PopesFFH, it's over here. It kind of gets covered by comments, and I'm really bad at pointing on screen because it's opposite. But yeah, so Gorestorm, Edwards, or Hall. I'm going to go Hall here. I don't really think Gus Edwards finds the end zone. I'm assuming that's who that is. I don't actually know. Didn't give me first names. Tim, Jeremy. Hello. How is it, Tim? Devon A. Chain, Ty Chandler, or James Conner in PPR. I'm gonna go Conner here. I think it's a decent matchup, Tim, and I think that we could see him get in the end zone this week. We got Jason Meyer, Addison, or Wilson. I'm going to go Addison there. T-Law or Mullins will be Lawrence for me. And then Chandler or Jacobs, I'm going to go Jacobs. Or actually, I'm going to go Chandler there. Dominic, what's up? Good morning, sir. Full PPR. Pick 3: Saquon, Chandler, D-Hop, Godwin, Monty, or Ayuk. So I'm gonna go Ayuk is 1, Godwin is 2, and Montgomery is 3. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. Tweet at Joe's 2-quarterback league. Tua, Gino as of now. Other options are Flacco or Kyler, PPR flex. I'm probably gonna go Kyler and Gino there, Joe. Yeah, Gino and Tua are a toss-up, kind of. I mean, you could go either way with Tua. I really want Kyler. I think it's going to be a decent game for him. I think that's going to be a back and forth game. So I like Kyler, and then Gino is kind of my guy in this situation there. And then flex, I'm going to go James Conner. K Street on X, flex Pacheco or Garrett Wilson. Also starting CMC, Mostert, Lamb, and Evans. I'm going to go Pacheco. I like the spot for him. Tyler, Devon A. Chain, or Ty Chandler, half points per carry. Oh, it's a little interesting. I'll go Chandler there just because of the half points per carry. I think that could turn out a little bit better for you. Dak or Fields for Pokes Ho on X. I'm gonna go Dak there. Zach Rainey, I hit you already, I believe. So we got John on X asking if I think Jacobs will play. I'm gonna say not really sure. Unfortunately, I am not the team doctor. That'd be cool though, wouldn't it? But I probably wouldn't risk it if I have another option, John. If I have somebody who I can play that's not like a major downgrade, I'm all in for just pivoting to that player. Jordan, semifinals, Michael Pittman out makes me have to pivot. Oof, it's a rough one. I had a team like that too. Worst part is I had a team and he got ruled out. Either I don't remember if I missed it yesterday before the games. I can't remember if it was before or not the games. Forgot to start T. Higgins because that was my other option. And I left Pittman in because I thought he was playing. Yeah. So 26 points sitting on my bench. Happens. Lives, whatever. It's all fun and games. I'm gonna go Pierce here though. I don't want to play Darius Slayton. I know I mentioned earlier I don't love the matchup against Atlanta. I still don't, but I just don't want to play Darius Slayton personally. Joe, you are welcome and Merry Christmas yourself. OC, Kyler, Lawrence, or Tua. I like Kyler here. I like the matchup against Chicago. A little bit back and forth type of game. Axon, Baker Mayfield, or Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to go Mayfield. I like the spot for him. He's been pretty consistent for us, looking pretty dang good. He gets a good matchup this week, too. Angelo, Dak, or Gino, touchdown league only. I'm going to go Dak. I like that game. I think that should be a good game. I'm excited to actually watch that game. Obviously, a Bills fan, if you can't tell in the background. But so there's some rooting interest in it, but I do think it's going to be a good game. So excited for that one. So Spartan Z need help filling my running back 2 spot. Currently have Walker and Saquon, Elliott and Jacobs on my bench. Who do you like? I'm gonna play Zeke over Walker personally. I like the matchup Spartan Z. I think that's a good spot for him. That's a tough one. Starting Diggs, and you see he has Pickett. Not to like poke AZ, but like he has Pickens sitting on his bench there, 35 points. Diggs in the lineup with 7. God, don't get me started. Stephon Diggs, another guy, hurt me yesterday. Gosh dang Bills, right? OC, Merry Christmas. You are welcome. B. Shoy, bench 1, DeAndre Swift, Montgomery, or Walker. I'd probably bench Monty here in this situation. I like Swift. I like Walker in certain situations, and Montgomery. I like them all, obviously, but Monty's probably the least highest upside type of guy here for you. Axon, Adam Thielen, Michael Wilson, or Clyde full PPR. I'll go Thielen. I know it hasn't been great since, he had his big hits early in the season, but I think I'm going to go Thielen. Just a little bit more target share. Michael Wilson could be sneaky, but I think if he's playing the perimeter, he's likely drawing Johnson, and I don't really love that matchup for him on the edge. Havoc, 12-team PPR at running back. I got Justice Hill, Tyler Algier, AJ Dillon, Zamir White. I'm probably playing Tyler Algier, actually. Indy's a little bit leaky to running backs. I think that game's a little bit back and forth. And obviously, Arthur Smith apparently thinks he's really good. I mean, Algier's good. Don't get me wrong. But when you Bijan, you would think Algier would just be sidelined. Apparently not. So I'm going to go with Tyler Algier there. Can you explain why you would take Mostert over Taylor with Moss out? Thanks. Merry Christmas. So here's the actual real breakdown. So Mostert, I think, could find the end zone. I think that's kind of just been his role in that offense, and I do think that that game's a little high scoring, a little bit back and forth. So I really like him to score. I just think that there's even a potential of two. If Dallas comes out and does what they did against the Bills and they just fall flat, Miami's going to put up 50 points, and Mostert's probably going to find the end zone a couple times. And I think there's a huge upside in Raheem Mostert with also an equally kind of safe floor. With Jonathan Taylor with no Moss, we even still saw them get Trey Sermon and Tyler Goodson involved last week. Who says they still don't do that this week? Additionally, Atlanta still hasn't allowed a rushing touchdown to running backs. So Jonathan Taylor might not be able to find the end zone. I'm not saying he can't. I mean, he's a talent that you would almost not really look at that matchup and really worry too much. But it's really close. I mean, honestly, they're like neck and neck in my rankings, both top 10 guys. So I really do think they're both going to have a good day. I just think that there's a little bit more upside to Mostert finding the end zone a couple times. Jonathan Taylor, I just don't know. That game, I feel like, could fall flat and not really have a ton of scoring, and you'll get a decent amount of opportunities. But we can also see where he gets pulled back a little bit. Maybe they ease him in and they use Trey Sermon and Goodson, who both looked good last week. So that's where I'm at with Taylor. I do like him. I just think that Mostert has more upside. Sly. Axons, Curtis Samuel, or Wicks for the Packers. I'm going to go with Wicks here. I like Samuel, but kind of touchdown dependent. The Jets don't really give up a ton of touchdowns to wide receivers. So I'm going to go with Wicks there. Adrian, JSN, or Chandler, full PPR, Bears or Eagles. The defense is easier, so I'm going to go Eagles there. Get that out of the way, Adrian. JSN or Chandler. I'm probably going to go JSN. I like the chances for him to put up a pretty decent day over there against Tennessee. Chandler, I don't love the matchup against Detroit. Bishoy, you are welcome, and Merry Christmas. Art of Fighting, Hopkins or Devontae Smith? Probably Devontae Smith there. And Godwin or Devontae Smith? Probably Godwin would be my guess. There. That's kind of like a draw for me. They're both very similar as far as where I have them ranked. So I'm going to go Godwin. Unless you want to have the same skin in the game and just go Devontae and Devontae, I'm fine with that too. So Caitlin, good morning. Mahomes or Purdy? I'm going to go with Mahomes. I know it hasn't been great, but it's like a safety thing there. Purdy's looked good. He's been very efficient, but Baltimore is like a different game when it comes to that. I think that that's going to be a really good defensive game back and forth. And I think Mahomes against the Vegas, I think you're going to get 15 to 20 pretty easily out of him, if not anymore. Kales, I'm going to go Flacco over Mullins here for you. Forehead, Griff, Adams, or Hopkins. That's going to be Adams for me. I like him in that spot against KC. Standard scoring projected to lose by 16 for Mike. Sit 2 out of Jones, Chandler, Swift, Montgomery, and Singletary. So I'm going to go Chandler and Monty. High to the Bay on X, Jaden Reed or JSN. I'm going to go JSN just in case Reed doesn't play. Actually, our inactives are probably out. I should look those up quick. Chiefs or Colts? Chiefs. I think they have a better chance of a big day. Colts, I think that game's going to actually be pretty close. Let's see here. I do want to see because there are a couple key inactives rolling out there. Okay, so yeah, inactive. So Christian Watson, Jaden Reed are out. I do believe that they sent that before that was known. But yeah, so that's pretty easy. That's JSN. Dubs with a win again. A-Chain or Amari. I'm gonna go A-Chan here. Mullins or Flacco. Oh, got that one for you. Choose two PPR for Taylor, Chandler, Nico, and Sutton. I'll go Chandler and Sutton. There. Let's see here. Wilson, Goff, Flacco, or Love. I'm gonna go Goff. There. Lamar Purdy. I'm gonna go Lamar for TW. NMBCN. Do I start defense, Chiefs, Browns, or Bears? I'm gonna go with KC. Simon, Brees, or Addison. I'm gonna go with Brees there. Flex, Devonta Smith, A-Chain, DK, or Zeke. That's going to be DK for me. Pick one. Bang bets on X is ETN, Hubbard, or A-Chan. I'm going to go Hubbard there, actually, as crazy as that sounds. Morning, Drew. Geno Smith or Tua? I'm actually going to go Geno. I like the spot for him. I think that seems like he's healthy. They obviously sat him out. It looked like he could have played last week. It's a good matchup. I think they're going to pass all over Tennessee. So I'm all in on Geno a little bit. I think Tua might struggle a little bit against Dallas. Zeke or Hall? I'm going to go Zeke. I like both of them. Hall's a good matchup against Washington. Zeke's got the premium matchup against Denver and the workload. So I'm going to go with Zeke there for you, Drew. On X, Jonathan Owens, Hawkinson, or McBride. I'm going to go McBride. Let's see here. Marlusis Rainey, Montgomery Etienne, or Nico Collins, full PPR. I'm going to go Collins, I think. There for you, Marcellus. It's close. I'm going to go Collins. Aaron Jones or Bijan for Steve. That's going to be Bijan for me. Still trusting it. I know it's a could be a crapshoot there in Atlanta, but I'm going to trust it. Alex, Roshan Johnson, or Herbert. Merry Christmas. I'm going to go Rojo. And why is this not typing? Alex, Rojo, and Merry Christmas to yourself. Thomas Reyes, H-Chan, or Gibbs. Full PPRs. Gibbs for me. Morning, Ray. Chandler or Wicks? I'd go Chandler here. I mean, I like Dontavian Wicks, but Chandler, I don't love the matchup. But when you're looking at it, I know there's no Watson, no Reed. I think I'm okay with going Chandler. Now, Alexander Madison is active, so there is a little bit of worry there. So I'm okay if you're worried and you want to go with Wicks, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'd go with Chandler still, just by a little bit. I think he still gets enough touches. Let's see here. Let's see here. Mike, drop your question. Did I miss it? If I missed it, I apologize. Redrop it because I may not be able to see it. But wherever you put I need help, whatever post you put that on, toss it in. I'll answer it. I'm here for the people. And you're one of the people, Mike. drop it. D. Dot, Curtis Samuel or Washington. I'm gonna go Washington. Betty Good, Singletary, Collins, or Addison. I'll go Singletary there. Pete, who do I flex? Chandler, Wicks, or Sutton? I'm gonna go Sutton. I like his spot. Adam Oricho, Noah Brown, or Nico Collins. Collins hobbled, Brown's D. Keenum, loved the Browns last week. Otherwise, real good question. I'm gonna go Brown here. Lamar versus the 49ers or Fields versus Arizona. Here's the or Fields versus Arizona. I'm gonna go Lamar. I'm gonna pop this up. I like Lamar against the 49ers. I think that that's a good spot. I think that he's going to have to pass to really move the ball well against that 49ers defense. So I do think that he'll have a couple passing touchdowns. So I'm going to go with Lamar there. We got Chris on X, Ty Chandler, A-Chan, Nico, or Godwin. I'm going to go Godwin here for you, Chris. Phil's a Jamma. We got Jacob, Singletary, or Walker for flex, Wicks, or Downs at wide receiver. So I'm going to go Singletary and Wicks. And then choose 3 of Wicks, Javonte, Godwin, Singletary, Sutton. I'm going to go Godwin, Singletary, and Sutton. I'm possible looking at 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Have Bijan, Pacheco, Chandler, Amon-Ra, Nico, Amari, Lockett, OBJ, and Likely. So my 2 running backs would be Pacheco and Bijan. My 1 receiver would be Amon-Ra. My flex would be Lockett. Yeah, that's where I'd be. Nostradamus, Jameson Williams, or JSN? JSN. Jose, Flowers, or Godwin? I'm going to go Flowers there. Again, I like Lamar against San Francisco, and with that will probably come Flowers. Ty Chandler, Wicks, or Collins? For Drew here, I'd go Wicks, I guess. I'm worried Nico Collins is just a decoy a little bit. So I'm probably going to go with Dontavian Wicks. Noah Brown, Tyler Lockett, or pick up Wicks with Watson out. No, I wouldn't pick up Wicks with this. I mean, you could if you wanted pick up Wicks and if you have a spot, I guess. But I'd probably just play Noah Brown. To be honest, I think he has a bigger day in Houston. PPR, Sermon, or Madison. I'm gonna go Madison. There's a chance he steps in and like Ty Chandler doesn't see as many touches as we thought. So I'm gonna go with him over Sermon. I think that we see more JT than we will Trey Sermon. Flex spot PPR, JSN, Ford, or can add Wicks, Devontae Parker. I'll go JSN there. Lockett or Josh Jacobs for Ben Fours. I'm gonna go Jacobs there. Let's see here. Pacheco or Ken Walker. I'm gonna go Pacheco here for you. Roker 99. I like the spot. I think he could score. I'm in on it. Matt, Wicks, or JSN. I'm gonna go JSN. I like the spot for him a little bit better than Dontavian Wicks. Pistol Pete, need one quarterback. Russell Wilson, Geno, Murray, Minshew, or Mullins. I'm going to go Murray there for you, Pistol Pete. I like the spot for him. Barkley or Chuba. I'm going to go Chuba over Barkley as well for you, Pete. Bella, Kyle Pitts, or Tucker Kraft. I'm going to go Kraft. I like a spot. I mean, you got no Reed, you got no Christian Watson. There's a lot of love for Wicks, Dubs. I think that those two can kind of get handled a little bit on the edge in their cornerback matchups, and Kraft could be the key to the Packers offense this week. I think he finds the end zone, so I do like him. Pete, Mary Xmas, not sure if I missed it, but who should I flex? Sutton, Chandler, or Wicks? I'm going to go Sutton. I may have gotten to it, Pete. I don't know, 100%. But I'm going to go Cortland Sutton there for you. I like the spot. It's not super great. I don't think he has a huge day. But with Madison active, I don't love Chandler. Wicks, I kind of just talked about it there with Bella's question. I think he could have a good day. There's some potential there. I'm starting him in certain situations. But I think Sutton finds the end zone. Michael, Ridley, or Nico? I'm going to go with Ridley against that weak Tampa Bay secondary. Pistol Pete, Chuba, or Jonathan Taylor? I'd probably go Taylor here. I have him ranked a little bit higher than Chuba Hubbard. We got Nico or Elliott, Flacco or Mullins. I'm going to go Elliott and Flacco for T-Money on X. T-Dub need 2, Achane, Swift, Chandler, Singletary, or Ford. I'm going to go Swift and Singletary. Strange Warrior, who do I bench? Mike Evans, Brees, or Pacheco. I'll go Brees there. Wilson, Fields, or Mullins. I'll go Fields. Wicks or Noah Brown. I'll go Brown. JSN or Jacoby this week. I'm going to go JSN for you, Todd, on X. Let's see here. We got MB, Komet or Tucker Kraft, half point. Worried about Komet being a late time scratch. I'll go with Kraft there. I think it's a good spot for him. You're welcome, Michael, and Merry Christmas yourself. Bella, Tua or Mayfield? I like Mayfield. I know it's crazy-ish, but I do. I like Baker Mayfield this week a little bit more than Tua. I think the matchup's good for him. I think that he's got a healthier, better receiving group at the current moment. If Reek does miss for Miami, that's a big loss. Additionally, the Dolphins just don't beat winning teams. Facts to facts. I mean, so yeah, I'm going to go with Mayfield. Let's see here. Try and other questions I missed. Bert McGirt. We got Nico Collins, CH Spears. I'm going to go Brown there. I don't know if I got that one already. We got John on here. Dak or Fields. We'll go Dak. Jack, sit one, half PPR. McBride, Laporta, Achane, or Pacheco. I'll go Achane. Flex Barkley, Ridley, or McBride. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas yourself. Jawad, Noah Brown, or CEH. I'm going to go Noah Brown there for you. I like the spot for him. I know it's a little bit tough, but he's going to draw the lesser coverage with Nico playing probably. So I like his spot for him. Singletary or Barkley for Pistol Pete. I'm going to go Singletary. It's wild. It's hot. It's hard to sit. And Cleveland hasn't been super, super stout against the run. So I like Singletary's spot for him there. Ty Chandler or Gibson. I'm going to go Gibson. Again, another good defense, but the way to beat the Jets is through the ground. No Brian Robinson. I think Gibson could see a decent amount of work. Chris Rodriguez is going to get some run too, but maybe some check down stuff like that for Gibson. Chandler, I mean, we got Madison. He's playing. So I don't know what that backfield's really going to totally look like there for Ty Chandler in a tough matchup against Detroit. Skin A, 2 out of 3. Tyler Lockett, Wicks. Yardage League. Probably going to go Terry and Wicks. Would be my 2 there for you. Bloban, Cortland Sutton, or Garrett Wilson. I'm going to go Sutton. I like the spot for him. I think he finds the end zone, so I'm in on that. TJ, Wicks, or Collins. I'm going to go Wicks. I just don't believe Nico really plays a huge factor in this game, so I'm going to go with Wicks, who a little bit more upside. We got Kiki on X, Reed, Samuel, or JSN. I'll go JSN because we have no Jaden Reed. A nice thing, Zeke or Ridley. I'm going to go Zeke. Bears or Jets D. I'll go Jets. Flex 2 for Gavin here. Aaron Jones, Ridley, Collins, Ayuk, Singletary, Pollard. I'm going to go Ayuk and Singletary. Flex position, standard scoring, Chandler or Edwards. I'll go Chandler. Don't love it, but I don't love Gus Edwards either. Swift or Saquon here. I'm going to go Swift for Ray Hustle. You're welcome, TJ. Dan, Mullins or Love or Wilson? I'll go Love. I like Jordan Love, and that's that grouping there for you, Daniel. Jets or Eagles D? Ooh, that's closer. I'll go Eagles. I like the Eagles there. I think Pistol Pete. Carlos, Swift, Achan, or Monty? Ooh. I'm gonna go Swift. I like the matchup against the Giants. Yeah, Swift. Jaden Reed, Noah Brown, Drake London, wide receiver 2. Have Tyreek and Pittman. I'm gonna go Brown. Scott. AD, Ayuk, or Dontavian Wicks, standard scoring. I'm gonna go Ayuk. Lawrence or Kyler for Tom. I'm gonna go with Kyler there. Cat Fraud, Ridley, or Nico. I'm gonna go Ridley. Roshan, likely Reed, or Wicks. I'm gonna go Rojo there for Vinny on X. Full PPR. Roshan, Javante, or Singletary. Tight end, Waller, likely, or Goddard. I'll go Singletary and likely. J-Waz, Walker, or Achan. I'll go Walker. Bella. Oh, I think I answered this on the stream already, Bella. Sorry. It's from earlier. But Kraft and Mayfield. Aaron, Etienne, or Zeke. I'm going to go Zeke. Let's see here. Pollard, Ayuk for Sean. I'm going to go Pollard there. Rocky, Zeke, or Henry. I believe I already answered that for you, Rocky, but it's Zeke. Let's see here. I think some of these I already answered. Keith, we got Mayfield or Geno Smith is Mayfield. Bobby Mack, need 3. Chuba, Addison, Wicks, Garrett Wilson, and Reed. Chuba, Addison, Wilson. Carlos, you are welcome. Did I answer your question? Yes, I did. Okay, double checking. Daniel, need 3. Singletary, Devontae, Amari, Hubbard, Achane, Chandler. So I'm going to go Singletary's 1, Devonta is 2, and Hubbard is 3, Daniel. That's where I would go. Devonta and Amari are also like interchangeable. So if you like Amari, but I think Devonta against the Giants is a good spot. So Singletary, Devonta, and Hubbard. Jawad, Murray, or Lamar. I'm going to go Lamar. I like the spot for him. I do. I know that it's a tough matchup, but I think he's going to do, well. Notre Dumbass. Love, Gardner, Minshew, or Mullins. I'm going to go Love. I think it's a good spot for him. Bella, London, or Nico. I'm going to go London. I like Drake London. I think it's a little bit of a sneakier matchup than most people think. So, and I also think Nico is a little bit of a decoy today. So I'm going to go London. Pespita, I'm not a great kicker. I'm just going to say not the kicker's Cowboy. Did I just say kicker Cowboy? Yeah, I did. Not the Cowboys kicker. I don't know. So play on words there. So I'm going to go Matt Gay. That's my guess. Not the best kicker guy. Pete, not going to lie. Cruz, Goff, or Kyler. I'm going to go Goff there. We got USMNT. Any changes? Devontae Adams or tight end position was looking for a smash play with Henry. Yeah, Henry out. It's not a great one. Let's see here. No, I like what he's got here. Oh. I need 2 running backs, CH or Chris Robinson, or Charbonnet, Justice Hill, Gainwell. Holy cow, that's not spelled. So James, I'm going to go Rodriguez and then Hill. I'll just go Rodriguez because it looks like you just need one of them. Devontae Smith, or likely. I'll go Smith. Isaac, we got Zeke or Taylor. That'd be JT. And Zeke in the second one, which is Zeke or Jones. You're good, Pete. You don't have to apologize to me. No bad bros. It's all right. Kickers are part of the game. I'm just letting you know I'm not the best at it. I'm just saying. Maybe take your advice. Kickers. They elude me often. Cruz, Tua, or Lawrence. I'd go Tua there. Or actually, I'm going to go Lawrence. Go Lawrence. I like the matchup against Tampa Bay a little bit better. Freedom Chaser, need 2, and flex. Gibbs, Monty, Barkley, Williams, Hubbard, and Chandler. Gibbs and Hubbard for me, Freedom Chaser. I think those 2 are good spots. Kraft or Komet for Ziarni. I'm going to go Kraft. It's not that bad of a tight end issue, trust me. Kraft, I think, is going to be in a decent spot. I think he finds the end zone. I don't think he's going to give you like a 30-point week, but I think you could get 15 or so out of Tucker Kraft today. Start 2 out of these 3 for Angelo, ETN, Brees, or Achan. I'm going to go Brees and ETN. T-Truck, Downs, Wicks, JSN, or Parker Washington today. I'll go JSN. Z, Khalil Herbert, Hill, or Hunt. I may have already answered this question, but I'm going to go with Herbert. Let's see here. D-Hop or Flowers. I'll go Flowers. Full PPR, Elliott, Pollard, or Connor. I'm going to go Elliott. Pete, I'm playing Waddle. Yeah. I'm not getting that tricky. It could work out for Wicks, but I'm not getting that crazy. Gibbs or Hubbard, who to flex, Freedom Chaser. Oh wait, you need 3. My bad. Need 2 and a flex. Oh, I read that wrong. Sorry, Freedom Chaser. So Gibbs and Hubbard for sure. Your third for the flex would probably be Barkley. I'm only going to play Barkley on the basis that Gibbs and Hubbard are in, and Barkley gives you a little bit more upside. If you want a safer play, then it's probably Montgomery. But I'm probably going Gibbs, Hubbard, and Barkley. Barkley, Garrett Wilson, or Ridley. I'm going to play both receivers here, Kevin, and Wilson and Ridley. Ziarni, last one, Hubbard, Connor, or Garrett Wilson. I'll go Hubbard. I have all wide receivers plus DJ Moore going with Moore, Rice, and Debo. I don't know. I think that was a response to something else. Kelsey or McBride, ETN, Derrick Henry, or Rice. I'm actually going to go McBride and Henry and Rice. Jose Njoku or Laporta. I'm going to go Njoku. Swift or Chandler is going to be Swift. For Cowboy in the Jungle. Pollard, Achan, Montgomery, Jones need to bench one. Would probably be, I think I answered that for you, Adam. Steve, sit one. Ayuk, Monty, Chandler. Chandler. Gibbs, Hall, Mostert, Cooper need 2 running backs and a flex. Hall, Mostert, and Cooper for you, Kevin. Pistol Pete. Kind of a toss-up. I'm gonna go with Kraft though against Evan Ingram. I just don't know if Ingram finds the end zone, to be honest. Let's see here. Drew Porter, Geno Smith, Russell Wilson. I'm gonna go Geno there for you, Drew. Jamison Williams, Alec Pierce. I'll go Pierce there for Blaze. Let's see here. Joe Hartman. We got Wicks, Downs, Douglas, Hill, or Goddard need one for flex. I'm gonna go Wicks there. Brandon, start 2. Flowers, London, Wicks, Noah Brown. I'm gonna go Brown and London. Joe Brennan, Chuba, Henry, or Achan. I'm gonna go Henry. Mike Molina, Bijan Mostert, White, ETN need to sit. One has to sit. Probably sit ETN. Flex, HN, ETN, Pacheco, or Adams. I'm gonna go Adams for SK Bestie. Evan Ingram or Antonio Gibson for Ronaldo. That will be Ingram. Elliott, Chandler, or Achan will be Elliott. Pick 2, full PPR, McLaurin, Addison, or Myers is going to be McLaurin and Addison. Standard League defense, Jets, Packers, Bears. I'll go with the Jets. Have PPR, Dontavian Wicks, Josh Downs, or Ferguson. Thank you. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to yourself. I'm going to go Ferguson there. Michael Yale, need 2 PPR. Ford, London, David Montgomery, or Addison. Probably Ford. And then London. It's going to be my call. Ford and London there for you, Michael. Ben, full PPR, no tight end premium, Singletary or Ingram will be Singletary. Start 3 for Chuckles, Walker, Singletary, and Chandler. So that would be Walker, Singletary, and Hubbard. Terry Woodkey, need 3 from Devontae Smith, Laporta, Edwards, Sutton. I'd sit Edwards out of that group. Let's see here. Flacco and Elliott for T-Money. I think I already answered that, but my bad. Terry Woodkey, I believe I answered this one for you, but it's Roshan Johnson over Collins, Edwards, and Waller. Wilson, Hubbard, Chandler, Cooper, pick 2. I'm going to go Hubbard and Cooper. Julian on X. We got, should I start Minshew or Heineke? I would go Heineke. Need to start 2 running backs and a flex. Zeke and Chuba. Sit 1 running back of Henry, Pacheco, Mostert, or Connor. Ryan Swiatek. Need 2 running backs and 2 flexes out of Connor, Singletary, Ford, Gainwell, Godwin, Dobbs, and Komet. So Connor and Ford, Singletary, and Godwin. Gray, Pacheco, or Jacobs and White, and Sutton or Smith. That would be Pacheco and Sutton. Kevin, Kyler or Mullins? Kyler Murray. Pretty easy for me. Jawad, Wicks, or Noah Brown? I'm going to go Noah Brown. All right. I do believe I have caught up to most of the questions. Again, if I missed it and you are currently watching, drop them in this. We got a couple minutes left here. Go ahead, drop them in. If I did miss them from something that was earlier, please, because scrolling through and trying to figure it out, I got a couple different threads rolling. And it's a little confusing going on here on my end. But girlfriend is in the finals. She's stressing over Kyler Murray or Geno Smith. I lean Kyler Murray. I do like Geno. Good spot today. Could have a blow up game, but I like Kyler Murray. I think against the Bears, it's going to be a pretty good game. I think he could find the end zone a couple times through the air, maybe potentially a rushing touchdown as well for Kyler today. Andrew Wicks, Terrier, JSN. I'm going to go JSN there. I do like that spot for him. Howard Wong, Brees, or Ken Walker. I'm going to go Brees. I like him today in that spot. Let's see here. Let's see here. Ayuk or Ridley for Nick Vernon. I'm gonna go Ayuk. James Collins or Wicks, full PPR. I'm concerned about Collins. Yeah, me too, James. So I'm gonna go Wicks. I think Collins could be a little bit of a decoy kind of play. If not, I don't think it's just gonna be a huge game. Wicks could be nothing too. But I like the upside, the intrigue in that matchup for him. Appreciate you as well for tuning in. Connor Robinson, EA, Flacco, or Murray standard scoring. I'm going to go Murray. Jordan the throw, McLaurin, Cooks, likely, or Wicks standard scoring and flex. I'm going to go Cooks. Mullins or Murray championship. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, the game 21. And I'm going to go Murray here. Aggie, Hawkinson, or McBride. I'm going to go McBride. Oscar Sanchez, JSN, or Wicks. I'm going to go JSN. Sequesto, pick one, Collins, Godwin, or Smith. I'm going to go Smith. Chris Weezy, pick flex two, Jacobs, Bus, Odell Beckham, likely. So I'm not going to like double dip on the Ravens just because that game could go one of two ways. I do think it's going to be a bigger game, but it could go the other way where it's a bad game. So I'm going to go Jacobs and likely. Rashee Rice here for you, Howard. I'll take him over Devontae Adams. Jason Thomas. I'll go Khalil Herbert. I think there's a better chance he has a bigger day than the other two. Better matchup. All obviously kind of a mixed bag in the backfield there. So, let's see here. Uma, ETN, Mostert, HN, Connor, pick three. So I'll probably sit James Conner. It's close between Connor and HN. In those situations, too, a little bit tougher matchups. But I like Mostert more than HN. So if you don't want to, actually, I probably wouldn't double dip on the Dolphins. So sit HN. ETN, Mostert, and Connor. Don't double dip on the Dolphins this week. And you're welcome, Jason. Roshan Johnson or JSN. I might go Rojo there. Good matchup. I could live with it. Wicks or Nico. I'm gonna go Wicks here. We got Goff or Mayfield here. I'm gonna go Goff. Pick one flex. Zeke, Wilson, Rojo, Javante for Ryan on X. I'm gonna go Zeke. Ingram or Ty Chandler. I'm gonna go Ingram there for you, Pistol Pete. Sexy Jerry, Jacobs or Hubbard. I can't decide. Hubbard's been nice. Jacobs has more star power. Hubbard. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chubb Hubbard. It's a good matchup. And he's been great. Like you said, enough for me there. I love star power. It's great, but star power don't get me points. Sexy Jerry, he don't. And I don't know. It's a tough matchup against KC. They got Bolton back. Run game. He might find the end zone, but I think Hubbard has a pretty good day. All three bye weeks, teams went from heavily projected winners to heavily projected losers from Thursday to Saturday's games. All three. That happens. I had a team that was doing well, looking good. It was an underdog team. Got like 20 points from Demarcus Robinson. Somehow I had to start him. It's a disaster. Don't get me started. But same thing. Looked good. Looked great. They had Cooper Kupp. I got everything I needed Thursday night. Last night, I get a good game from Davis, but a dud from James Cook and Stephon Diggs. And it's just now no hope. But I'm going to go likely here for you, Gil. Exactly. If KC gets up early, and that could definitely happen. It's going to be a tough game for the Raiders. It's going to be a tough game for KC. But I like Hubbard a little bit better anyways. Jacobs is kind of one of those guys. If he doesn't score, I don't really love him. And O'Connell's been able to throw the ball to the receivers a little bit more. So I like it. I like Hubbard. Eric on X. Noah Brown, Devin Singletary, Jordan Addison. I'm I'm gonna go Brown here for you, Eric. Alex, half PPR, Wicks, or Gibson. I'm gonna go Gibby there. Flowers or Cooks. I'm gonna go Flowers. Shut it down, Dak or Fields. I'm gonna go Dak. Wicks or Garrett Wilson. I'll go Garrett Wilson there. Pick one, Jones, Pollard, or Connor. I'll go Pollard. With Watson out and Komet out 100%, would you go Kraft or Komet? I would go Kraft. Eric on X. How long would you consider Wicks over McLaurin since Reed and Watson are out and the Jets defense? Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that one. I also don't hate Terry McLaurin, to be honest. I don't think he's gonna have a huge day. But yeah, I'd consider it. I don't mind Wicks over McLaurin. It's real close for me with those two. Pistol Pete, Ingram over Chandler, James, Baker, or Goff. That's close. I'm gonna go Goff. Yeah, I'll go Jared Goff. And what's up yourself, James? Go Bills. Exactly. Go Bills. Hey, we're getting wins. That's all that matters. I'm going to say it. I'm going to hold to it. I think they win the AFC East. I'm just going to say it. Say it. I think they get it done. I know they didn't look great yesterday. They did get the win, though. That's all that matters. Skwari, start 3, Walker, Connor, Jacobs, Barkley, Ford, Collins. So I'll go Walker, Connor, and Barkley. Start 2 for footballer, Chuba, Chandler, Jacobs. I'd go Chuba and Jacobs. Says they have Zamir White. Yes, sir. Yeah, James, I was watching the game with my father-in-law, and I had that same discussion. You know, they just play down to competition. They always tend to be a better matchup for better teams, like in the Bills' favor, just because for some reason they just do that. I also was a little afraid of this game, not necessarily like a trap game, but it made sense. You know, they just fired their coach. They wanted to play hard for the new interim head coach. You know, players got probably a little bit more of a voice, felt good. They wanted to show up, and you know, it happens. Wang Chung, Hubbard, or Pacheco? I'm gonna go Hubbard there. You're welcome, James. Abadu, Sutton, Nico, or Addison. I need big points. I'd go Addison then. It's riskier, but I think there's a higher upside in Addison than there is the other two. So it might be a dud, but there's probably a higher upside in Jordan Addison. Let's see here. We just stick with Cooper over Wilson. Yes. All right. Well, it is 12:30. Most of the questions have been answered. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas Eve to all of you. Merry Christmas to everybody and your families as well. I'm going to hit this one quick. Go with Dak. But yeah, again, ftnfantasy.com. Go ahead, head on over there. Either FTN Fam saves you 10%. If Pope works, that is mine. You can use that. It's also 10%. Either two of those will probably get you 10% off. It gets you access to all of our data, Discord channels, our articles, and our great tools and awesome content that is behind the paywall. It's great stuff. Really good. You know, Jeff Radcliffe, all the top names that that we have over there as well. And it's not just baseball, or it's not just football. There is baseball, there's basketball, there's tennis, there's you name it, we got it over at FTN Fantasy. So head on over there, sign up using either Probe or FTN Fam. Both get you 10% off. All right. Gil, appreciate you for tuning in. And real quick before we get out here, Wicks or D Hop for Ben? What do we think? D Hop. That's right. D Hop. I'm going D Hop. Ben, Ava, and Garrett. All right, real quick. Sorry. Elliot. Yeah, I'm going to go seek there for you, Garrett. All right. Now I'm really out of here. Everybody, Merry Christmas. Have a good one. I'll see you next year, which is just a fun pun, right? Dad joke, right? Next week, I'll be here again and for the start sits, hopefully in the finals. Hopefully we're all there. Have a good one. Take care.